Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing Planet Zoo. This is a voiceover, but I built a cougar habitat, and this zoo's called Ridgepoint Zoo. I'm gonna make this a series on the channel, but it's in Colorado. I've spent a couple of days working on this before I did this cougar habitat. I am recording this using Twitch. But, yeah, this is coming soon right in front of us. Some shrubbery and stuff, and here's what we're going to build a habitat for today. In this area. Little pond thing I made back there, but I gotta do some work over here to build. This is gonna end up being, like, maybe in real life it would be like 40 feet, no, not 40, but like 20 feet tall, and it's gonna be on this, gonna be one like path sized, or those tiles in the back size shorter, but we're gonna put one female cougar in it. And right here, I'm just looking for blocks to use. I'm gonna use going with the dry stone walls here. First, I need to lock it onto, make it have a grid so it's easier to place. I won't be attaching it to this building. I'll be making sure to get it off this building before I place it. Just give it a second. That path has grass because there's not actually path under it, it's just blocks. And then for some reason I kept accidentally clicking off it before I was ready to fully place it down. Yeah, there's the first bed, the back. This doesn't look anything, it kind of looks similar to what it's going to be like. I was just trying to figure out the shape and size right now. And that staff path right there is going to be moved, but you'll see the end results. But I actually updated it the day of me recording this audio. That will be in the next episode, which might be but recorded today or tomorrow. Which might not be whatever's in the back over there. The background. Right now I'm making the hard shelter for the cougar. I'm gonna remove one of the things over here in the walls. This video will have some parts that are sped up. Those will be up in a little bit, but I'm just trying to make the trim and the base right now. I'm gonna use the Arctic wood arches too. Yeah, like I was saying, we use the Arctic wood arches to build the base for the mesh. That cut was there because I had a recording issue. Something came up during the recording, I just cut it out, but just place those. And now I'm gonna get the mesh, start placing in. In a second, we'll go to the sped up part that I get this mesh back. Needs to go back. I'm just trying to figure out the dimensions and stuff right here. After that, it needs to go back some more. Okay, that part is done. Now we're gonna work on the top here a little bit. See if we can blend the mesh in with some walls or something. This part changes a decent bit. In a second, it starts looking weird, then it goes to looking better. You just look through the pieces and stuff. I do really like this design, and the only reason I didn't go with the full mesh roof is because I don't want to place that much mesh. Because I do play on console edition, it'll make the zoo a little bit more laggy based on the amount of mesh you have. Just why the whole thing's not mesh. But yeah, this will go in for now, but I'm gonna change it. On the corners, I'll go along the edge, making a higher roof, so I can make it so the cougars can't easily jump out of the exhibit. And this trim was probably my favorite part of this enclosure. Aside from the foliage is definitely my favorite. And the foliage part will be sped up too, because the foliage is the reason why the uncut version of this recording takes an hour. You can see the part that I chose to remove right over there. And then I tried experimenting around with this a little bit, and then I figured it looked ugly, so I went to go change to I'm just gonna do a trim at the top. I still did it, but I used this smaller 1 meter Arctic wood panel. Raised it up. It's not perfect. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it there, but it's not perfect, the end result, but it does its purpose. This is a sandbox too, so and the escapes are off, so it's not like the animal will get out. And so it might look small, but the cougars in this game, especially the females, are tiny. But cougars aren't that big either, at least compared to tigers and stuff, which we might or might not have in this zoo, because it's going to have at least a North American and an Asian section. So, and probably a tiny little farm animal section. But we're trying to arrange that trim above the mesh. It's not going to be equal with the rest of it, but that makes it look a lot better. It gives it more depth. And yeah, then it just starts a grid and it gets aligned along it. That's the main wall structures done, aside from this part where I said about changing it. It's just gonna take a second. I'm gonna delete both sides here. And I'm messing around to see what would work. That wouldn't work, because it's not at a perfect angle for things like this. But if it was a different angle, it would look not as good. So you can't see it there, but it just goes over the mesh, that little one. I'm thinking of just messing around, rising it, but decided not to. I'm glad I also didn't keep that design, because that's one of my favorite corners to view the animal from. But I choose one of the parts. I forget which one it was. Let me see in a second. Yeah, I thought I could like blend that one, make it like a shorter triangle, but I couldn't, so to look through the pieces, what options I have. And I went with that one because it fits pretty much perfectly. The mesh does go sideways there a little bit, but it looks natural that way. And I was thinking maybe to do some supports in the middle of the mesh, but I decided not to. That one was a little messed up because it's just weird. I started not liking the mesh when you look forward, but then I thought it's fine because that's what's holding the mesh, really. So I was like, no, it doesn't need that part. Yeah, then I was looking to see what I could start next, which is the roof. Not all of it's roofed, but the inside and part of the outside's roofed to provide shelter and to give it a cool, like, lighting style. But first, the staff path and doorway is needed, so... Oh, and the actual things, the null barriers, which actually makes it a functioning habitat. And I'm just gonna put it around to try to get it perfect as possible. Like I said, there's no escapes on, so it doesn't have to be exactly on the wall, but if it's not, like, if it's too far from the wall, animals will phase through, which I don't want to see. So I try to get as close as possible. There's a few places where you can just see a little bit of the corner in yellow of the null barrier, but that will be blocked by the traversable area, which ends up blocking everything, which means nothing would have gotten out because it's entirely made of building blocks and not like rock or not shrubbery. If I made stuff out of shrubbery, it would have been a different story, but unless I had rocks, but this part is a little outsy. It's not as easy because can't get it perfectly straight half the time. Takes a lot of people longer. I'm just surprised that I got it that easily. And same with the actual habitat gate. I got it perfectly after I placed the door down. I was about to place it down, I realized I didn't place the doorway down. Had to go down to the dry stone walls and placed on the dry stone wall door, and it fit perfectly, the habitat gate, like, without me moving it. Had to move that part a little bit because it was being weird. I don't know why. Just trying to fiddle around and place it. Then I realized it would probably be easier on the grid. And I apologize for the background noise. My washing machine's going. But yeah, I get over there and it just pops in perfectly. Just need to connect the staff path now. And this is the first habitat in the zoo, so it doesn't need to have like staff path connecting because it technically is not in the area, even though that little area of the wood path right there will get turned into the plaza for the North American area. And yeah, that will be shown in the next video. This is the part where I place. I tried placing a floor on here, but the terrain was being weird, and I'm assuming it's because of the path thing that's close by and just other things, because I think I tried to dig like a hole or a pond or something there that was too big. I don't remember. And then I filled in the pond, but then I tried to move it over, but I couldn't, so I just decided to delete the concrete after trying and just change it to like dirt, and that's what I did, and it actually looks way better than concrete would in there. And probably it's a nicer touch. I had a couple more things after this video was recorded, and yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit when it starts getting more on the complete end. I was just trying to mess with the flooring here. It took forever to just figure out what to do, because sometimes after this game is taking a long time for simple things, because the game just doesn't want to, like work with you. Yeah, I got on the grid and started, after I got rid of those, started building the roof. Just used the Arctic roof, which I think I'm gonna mostly use that wood style, the Arctic wood style. I wanted to go asphalt, but it looked weird. Plus, since I had the roof extension, I needed to mess around with it, and also it wouldn't look as good. Probably look better in staff buildings, but those have metal roofs, I believe. I forget. I built those like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh yeah, they have metal roofs over there. Yeah, this roof turned out really good. And I would not use another roof, but there's a little gap there, but that's going to be filled in. And that hole I'm leaving there for a skylight-ish. It's not actually a skylight, it looks similar to it though. You'll see in a second. And after this part, there's going to be another fast part. I forget what I was doing in that part. Oh, I was doing the railing on the top, which took longer than I wanted it to. You see me doing the skylight, but then I'm going to do something around it, so it's not as flat. And I do not regret doing that. And I was just fiddling around with it for a while to decide what to do. But I know I put some glass in. It kind of looks like a little watchtower or something, and it's good for the entrance area too, because you can see it through. So if you're looking down, or you're in what's coming soon, or you're in like the entrance to Asia or somewhere in North America area, you might be able to see it if it's not blocked by tree lines or something. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what to add for the roof. And then I added some other details and stuff. I was gonna go super detailed, then I decided not to. Yeah, I did that there, and then had to put in the part that closed off the top of the roof, or the insides. It's a 2 meter. Yeah, but at the end of it, it looks really good. I might do some more things like this if I know what things like this would be called, besides from just like tower windows, or like a window. Yeah, I don't know right now, but I'm doing some planning for the next animals. The zoo has a story. It's a budget right now. There's not much money for the zoo right now, and they're in Colorado. I think I already said that, but there's not very much money for the zoo, so I have to start with North American animals. Easy to obtain North American animals. So basically rescue things. Eventually, when the zoo gets more money, we'll go towards the north, or we'll go towards Asia. Asian animals has the most, like, kind of Asia has the most animals in this game. Maybe, or it might, Africa and Asia, between them are pretty equal, but a lot of the very interesting ones are Asian animals, so I want to put those in. Yeah, I was just seeing what I could add. Then I get out of the roof decorations because I realized I can just make it look better with other things. I don't know if I want that or the other one, but I think it was that, yeah. I did the trim thingy, a 3D trim, and it added a lot to it. Made it look more of frontier style, I'd say. Not like the people make the game, but like the American frontier. I didn't realize that, but the part of that wasn't 3D. It was just in there, so I need to go back and fix that. I was adding a little trim, then I realized I was not under the thing. I was making it look more supported, which is technically what had it supported up aside from the walls, but that should be. I didn't add any supports under, but you can imagine that there would be like support beams between that and the main wall. Those little things. There's a gap there, but it's because I didn't notice it then, and when I did notice it, I just ignored it. You see, I was gonna put support beams, but I was like, that's just gonna mess up the habitat, so decided not to. Just, yeah. You see me just trying to figure out which one to add, and I was like, you know what, this doesn't need support beams. But I really like the shape of this, because it's not super hard. It's not exactly a square. It's a square with like an L shape at the back, but, or it's like an L shape, but the front mesh was the hardest part, the tilted. And then I started putting the enrichment items in. So I was just looking for the centerpiece for climbing. I decided I wasn't going to build one today because if I did, it's going to be long. I looked down, but it was way too long, way too big. I tried singing it down. Part was lower than I expected, so I went with one of the lower ones. And that's the one I stuck with. But off camera today, I'm recording this audio, which was like 2 or 3 days after recording the video, I added some more onto it. Just like some simple things at the back to make it less bland. And if you notice the ground's dirt, that's because I marked the area for me to build this. And I'll eventually replace it with grass. And other, like, shrubbery, but some short grass. And some of it will be left dirt. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the enrichment. And I also eventually moved that scratching post not on this video, but off camera. I'm just trying to put the water in. The reason I'm putting the water pipe in is because keepers don't have to fill it. And I have pretty much all the settings on, like animals can't die and stuff, but I like that one, the part where keeper can't fill. I don't like the design of it, that's why it's in the back. And eventually, also off camera, I forgot to do this on camera, but I'll put in the door. I'm just trying not to cover everything, but it's okay if fern leaves get on them, because if there's bedding, it will get spread on things by accident. And you're just trying to place bedding as many places. Looked through it, didn't see much I wanted to do until I saw the frozen blood pumpkin. These things, I love these things because just seeing them actually eat them. It's my favorite carnivore enrichment item. Yeah, I had to couldn't show the animal storage without spoiling anything there. But this bed up part should start in a little bit for the top. While I was waiting, I deleted that part there, and I put the path forward. Some of it overlapped a teeny tiny bit into the enclosure, but it's not an actual path, so it'll be fine. And also adds foundation to it. And I decided not to have the corners like that, so I put some of it on the actual path to this low area right here. I didn't do it all the way to the end right there, but did it to there. And I thought I might want to add something, but I didn't. Like a separator thing, but I didn't because the brick and wood it's not like a different type of brick. And here I get started on painting the terrain. Short grass everywhere or at least some short grass and some dirt, some soil. So back here, because it's gonna have to be comfortable for the animals. And so get rid of that ugly long grass that's always there. I'm planning to do newer builds. Or always in plan to do because when you place things in a new area instead of repurposing something. Yeah, I just go with grass. Eventually I'll place buffalo grass over it in that phase of it, the terrain, the plant phase. But buffalo grass, is one of my favorite building items and pretty much everyone's favorite plant items. I don't know why I was in the blueprints, but I was looking at things. I was looking at things in the fence on top. And we're about to go, after we get it back there and recolor, I'm just going to go to the sped up part. I hope you guys do like the Plant Zoo theme music being on it. I didn't want to talk over it. Plus, I've seen a lot of YouTubers do that. Other YouTubers do that with the Plant Zoo music on the fast part. But just recolor it so it matches the wood some, and this part actually looks amazing. After this recording, I'm gonna make a thumbnail, but like I was saying, after that I'm gonna make a thumbnail because I'm probably gonna release this video today. Just put the cougar in. You guys will be able to name her in the comments. My favorite comment, she picks the name. Now I'm getting the foliage menu up. I'm just gonna do some tree. I was thinking not to do some trees, but I did trees that won't be easy for the animal to climb. I was thinking that one, but that was like, no, that would be easier to climb for realism. So I did a little itty bitty pine tree, or spruce tree technically, right there. And that's my favorite, probably my favorite thing in this entire habitat. I'm saying it a lot, but this habitat's one of my favorites I ever built for anything. Definitely my favorite cougar habitat. Just putting in the bramble bushes, which are the main thing going around the climbing frame. And then I add some other details and stuff, but I'll see you guys in a minute. Sorry if you guys saw any notifications show up during this video, but I put all of the foliage in. I don't think I added any more in here, but yeah, see, it's very hard. The cougar sometimes goes under it and stuff, but checking the traversable area, which is actually really good for this, not foliage, but yeah, the cougar is under there sometimes. That gives it more hiding places. I do at a door, and I black out the PVC on the door, because those PVC strip doors you normally see in zoos with the big PVC strips that are really heavy, or not really heavy, but they're kind of heavy, and you just walk into them. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to see more Planet Zoo. Actually, I will be doing more, but please like and subscribe. Here's some footage of our cougar. You can name them in the comments. But yeah, and there'll be some information at that in this video. So just watch. I'm just gonna watch her for a second. so you can see more of the foliage in there. I do eventually move that scratch post so she can walk through there. And I'm thinking I might add a second cougar, a male, because she was small in this one, but that might be in the next episode, might not. Yeah, she just pushes the pronghorn like that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.